We're seeing eye to eye with you today in every way. The way we live, the way we love, the way we laugh and play.
We've got the touch, America. We're coming on with all the best. We've got the touch, America. UNCBS.
You're tuned to us, we're tuned to you. It starts to touch you through and through. Touch of laughter, a touch of tears. Friends you've loved for years. We've got the touch, America, and we're coming on with all the best. We've got the touch, America, UNCBS. We've got the touch, America, and we're coming on with all the best. We've got the touch, America, UNCBS.
Shows are coming to touch you through and through. We've got it together, CBS and you. Laughing and romancing, drama that's the best. You'll stay on top with CBS. We've got the touch, America. We're reaching for the sky. We've got
I can honestly say that there is not a time in my life when I don't remember the Flintstones being on television. Even today you can still watch this show for free if you have an over-the-air antenna, as MeTV currently has it in their programming lineup. Yep, just hearing the name Fred Flintstone conjures up many wonderful memories of the first animated TV program that was part of a network's primetime lineup. But did you know that if co-creator Bill Hanna had been given his choice, Fred would have had a slightly different last name? More on that in a moment, but first, let's talk a bit about the program itself. Reminiscent of the live-action TV show The Honeymooners, the Flintstones debuted on ABC television in 1960 and ran for 6 successful seasons, set in the Stone Age but very much reflecting the modern era of the then 1960s. The show's 2 main protagonists were best friends, Fred Flintstone and his neighbor Barney Rubble. Along for many of their crazy adventures were their wives Wilma and Betty. When the show debuted, most of the critics gave it poor marks and forecasted a quick demise for the cartoon. However, television viewers in the US, well, they loved it, and before you could say yabba dabba doo, Flintstones mania was in full swing. So let's get to this whole name change thing. You see, when Hanna-Barbera put together the pilot for network executives, Fred's last name was Flagstone. I know, it just doesn't sound right. But maybe, just maybe, if he'd been called that for the last 60 years, Flintstones would sound odd to us. However, the name Flagstone was just not going to work. And that's because of this guy. Well-known cartoonist Mort Walker. Walker is best known for the classic comic strip Beetle Bailey, which always seemed to be the inspiration for Gomer Pyle USMC to me. But we're not actually going to talk about Mort's best-known comic strip, because we really need to talk about Mort's other comic strip, Hi and Lois, which was in fact a spin-off from Beetle Bailey. You see, Lois first showed up in the Beetle Bailey comic strip because she's Beetle Bailey's sister. So anyway, Hi and Lois's last name is Flagston. And when Mort Walker heard that Hanna-Barbera was putting together a cartoon called The Flagstones, well, he thought that the name was just a little too similar. So, his lawyers called their lawyers, and before you knew it, William Hanna and Joseph Barbera, well, they were forced to put their heads together and come up with a new name for Fred and Wilma. And that, my friends, is how the Flintstones came to be. Not because it was the best choice, but rather because no one really wanted to get sued. Bill Hanna talked about the whole experience of creating the Flintstones at great length in the Australian magazine TV Week way back in 1979. And in that article he said, "It broke my heart to have to change it to the Flintstones. The Flagstones just sounds right to me. But we had to change it because someone was talking about suing us. I love that first name." I hear you, Bill, but I really do believe that we're all better off because of the name change. It may not have been your favorite, but it certainly is mine, and I have it on good authority that Pebbles, now that she's all grown up, prefers Flintstone as well. Along with the great 6-year run on primetime television here in the U.S., the Flintstones have really become part of our pop culture lexicon. I mean, come on, who can forget the live-action movie with John Goodman in the lead role? He really was a great Fred. And Rick Moranis wasn't half bad as Barney either. But even more notable than that is the fact that Weird Al memorialized the program in his song Bedrock Anthem. That song is a lot of fun, and it honors the show and pokes gentle fun at the musical stylings of the Red Hot Chili Peppers all at the same time. If you haven't heard it, you've got to check it out. It's right here on YouTube. One last thought. Can you imagine Flagstones vitamins for kids? Me neither. Some things were just meant to be. Alright, now it's your turn. Please feel free to share your memories and let me know what you think in the comment section below. And while you're at it, I'd appreciate it if you clicked on the thumbs up icon and maybe even considered subscribing to my channel. I talk about music, movies, and television, mostly from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. You know, the good stuff. But most importantly, and as always, thank you so much for watching.
When Wally loses his temper,
Let me handle this. I've got a way with people.
he and Eddie wind up behind bars. The comedy hit of the season, the new Leave It to Beaver. Today at 6:30 Eastern and tomorrow at 6:05, only on the Superstation.
Here are a few of my favorite podcasts that you can watch right here on YouTube. Ike Eisenman from Disney's Escape to Witch Mountain series and author Jonathan Rosen take an affectionate look back at pop culture from yesteryear. They share memories, have great discussions, and conduct interviews with people who were involved in some of the most beloved classics from the past. They even asked me to join them a couple of weeks ago, and I had a great time visiting with these fellers. Look for that episode to debut in a couple of weeks. What's a glitter boom girl? Well, I'm not sure, but I sure do love their podcast. Authors Amy Asbury and Robbie M. McPherson take an affectionate, loving deep dive into 70s and 80s nostalgia, revisiting everything from childhood toys, teen idols, TV shows, and even TV dinners. Yep, all the stuff that made the 70s and 80s so darn special. Over the past handful of years, the BATCAVE podcast has taken a look at each and every episode of the 60s Batman TV series. Host John S. Drew celebrates the great and looks to see where the show went wrong as it slid into oblivion during its third and final season. These days, John is also reviewing episodes of the animated series as well as shows like Electra Woman and Dyna Girl. And every week I like to jump on the BK Escape Pod. That's a podcast version of BK on the Air, which airs live every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Time. But you know what? BK stands for Barry King, and this guy knows his stuff. And the podcast, if you listen to it on YouTube, he intersperses it with all sorts of fun, retro nostalgia audio clips. And if you've been watching any of the videos on my channel lately, you know that I've been
The Live Stream Code and Rating Administration has rated this online event PG. All ages admitted. Please be kind and stay on topic.
Good evening and welcome to the Good Stuff Live. My name's Dave Sundstrom, and if you enjoy talking about music, movies, mostly television from the decades gone by. Well, you've come to the right place. You know, the good stuff. So I have a quick question for everybody. Can you hear me? I had all of a sudden, as I was watching the podcast video, the audio on my computer just completely went out on me. So if you can hear me okay, then I'm going to keep going, even though I can't. My audio is completely shot, and I imagine that I'm going to have to reboot the computer when I'm done here. Can everybody hear me? Just let me know. I'm seeing some yeses, so let's go ahead and just plow forward, even though something has happened to the audio on my end. Awesome. Well, first off, Happy New Year to everybody. I hope everything is going well, and I want to make sure. Well, first off, did I see Thrash Pondo Ever the Prankster says what? Yeah, well, thank you everyone else for letting me know that you can hear me okay. So I want to say hello to as many folks as I can before we get going tonight. Let me go ahead and scroll back up to the top and say hello to Lance Chaffin. Good to have you here, Lance. Adrian James, Mark Gerard, Tracy Roth Myers, John Collins. And you know what? It's time to start saying channel member John Collins, channel member Tracy Roth Myers, channel member Tom Gladstone, channel member Lance Chaffin. I have gone ahead and transitioned over to I went from YouTube channel memberships to Patreon and tried that for about 3 months. And here I am back on YouTube. The feedback that I got from all of the folks that were supporting me as channel members when I transitioned to Patreon was that the experience wasn't as good. And so because of that, I decided to do a quick pivot, if 3 months is a quick pivot, and return to YouTube channel memberships. So thank you to all those folks who have joined the channel membership option already. As a matter of fact, let me just pull this up on the screen. Here we go. We've got Blissful with Texas, Tracy Roth Myers, Lance Chaffin, John Collins, Tom Gladstone, Sean Innes, James Harrington, Keith E., and Lance Chaffin twice. I don't know how you pulled that off, Lance, but congrats to you. You did. You may have paid twice, too. You'll want to cancel one of those memberships. All right. And I also want to say thank you to my executive producers for tonight's live stream. They are Lance Chaffin, John Collins, Kevin Connor, Jason Goldtrap, and Joseph Ryan. Thank you for your super chats over the past couple of weeks and for your support. You are tonight's executive producers, and I am truly appreciative for each one of you. Let's get back to the hellos. Who else do we have here? Mark Gerard is actually Jerry Gillespie. I need to acknowledge that. We've got Mr. Williams, Blissful with Texas, James Bodnerchuk, Custom God, Shannon Burns, Jay Trace, Tom McCluskey, a.k.a. The Hungry Jerk. I think I said Shannon Burns already, but I'll say it again. Jay Aldridge, Keith E., channel member Keith E., Constance Cherry, Thrash Pondo Ponds, Joe Anderson, Danny Staten from South Carolina. Greetings to you, my friend. David Thomas, Daryl Johnston, Michael Wynn. We've got a nice crowd with us this evening. I'm super excited. Who else do we have here? Gary Carpenter. Rex Trek is here with us tonight. Always great to see Rex Trek in the chat. Still only 35 cents. Love that. Love that. That's a great YouTube handle. Welcome to the live stream tonight. Anyone else here? Scrolling. Richie Gray is here. Welcome to the live stream. Chris Budarakos. Let's see. Mr. Williams says it's as windy as a cat's fart here in old London. Well, welcome all the way from the UK. Good to have you with us, sir. Oh, we've already got a spammer here. Let me quickly take care of that. Put that user, actually not in timeout. We're blocking that user. Karen Lester, welcome to the live stream. Jason Goldtrap, one of our executive producers tonight. He's here. Pat McCormick, welcome to the live stream as well. Fun visiting with Pat earlier today. Tom Lemery, welcome to tonight's live stream. Hot Toddy, welcome as well. Let's see, who else is here? Blackster is here. And have I said hello to everyone? I think I have. Now, Mike D's here as well. If I miss someone, I apologize, and hopefully I'll catch you later on in the comments. So I mentioned channel memberships. Let me go ahead and talk a little bit more about that. End of the day, you know, I moved over to Patreon because YouTube takes a huge chunk out of the channel membership fees. And I thought, you know what? I can take my wife to dinner one more time this month if I go over to Patreon. But end of the day, it wasn't a good experience. I don't think it was a good experience for the creator, myself, or for those folks that chose to support me. So we're back over here. We're back on YouTube using that channel membership option. And I do have a quick little video I'm going to play, and then I'm going to launch into what we're talking about tonight. And we're going to talk about other things as well. But let me go ahead and play my little channel membership advert, get that out of the way, and then we'll get rolling. Ever wonder what happens when you click on that little join button and become a super fan of the channel? Well, the thing that you might notice right away is that I do my best to prioritize your comments and respond to them first. It's the very least that I can do. And if you stick around for a while, you'll probably also discover the channel member updates. These are exclusive videos that I do 2 to 3 times a month. You know, I gave away a bunch of ReMIND magazines during the last one. And we have exclusive live streams from time to time. Not every month, but at least a couple of times each quarter. But more than anything else, you have my total appreciation. I know it's only a couple of bucks, but it takes effort to click on that join button and express your support in that unique way. All right, we're back. So a couple of things I wanted to address real quick is, first off, yes, welcome to all the new people that are here. It's awesome to see YouTube handles, usernames that I don't recognize. It just makes me feel so good to see the community, my community, expanding. So welcome, Tim. Haven't said hello to you. Welcome to you as well. Did have a question from superfan John Collins, channel member and super friend, I should say, John Collins. He says, Dave, how am I an executive producer tonight when I haven't even given a super chat yet? Yet is the key word. Well, here's what I decided to do. I went back and looked at all the super chats from the last live stream I had, and then also a few other super chats that were actually dropped into tonight's live stream prior to the start of it. And that is how I came up with my executive producer list. Quite frankly, John, your level of support, I could call you an executive producer every single live stream, and it would not be it would be actually very factual. So thank you, sir. Appreciate your support. Chris Budaraco says, anytime I feel down, I just have a big old dose of Dave. Well, you know what? Anytime I feel down, I decide it's time for a live stream. And that's exactly what we're doing here tonight. So let's see what else we got here. Justin TV Reviews is here. Awesome. Welcome to the live stream, Justin. And I have checked out your channel. It's an interesting channel, folks. If you're interested in seeing what Justin's doing, you can always click on his username right there in the chat and check out his efforts. Another channel that I've gone and visited more than once is Music, Movies, and More with Brian. Hope you're doing well as well. And to a fellow YouTube creator, it's always great to see you guys join in on the live stream and into the conversation. So let me go ahead and click off of that. Superplex says, Dave, what happened to Patreon? Are you still on that platform? No, I am on that platform as a supporter of other YouTubers, but as a creator, I've gone ahead and discontinued that option. And the only way you can support me as a channel member and take advantage of things like exclusive channel member live streams, the ability to request specific video topics, advance access to videos before they're actually published, that will be through the YouTube channel membership option. Thanks for canceling one, Lance. I only need you to do one membership. I appreciate the double support though as well. Emily Miller's in the house. Welcome. Good to have you with us. I didn't say hello to Zuperplex, although I acknowledged the comment. Hello, Zuper. Great to have you with us. Just awesome to see folks here tonight. Michael Garcia's in the house with us as well. Welcome, Michael. So, first question. Before we get going, before we roll into the January 2023 issue of ReMIND magazine, and yes, I will be giving away a annual subscription to that magazine tonight, later on. Plus, we'll do some trivia from that magazine. But before we get going on that, I just wanted to ask everybody a simple question, which is, let me go ahead and find that question. There it is. Do you have a New Year's resolution? And if so, please share it in the chat. I'd love to see what some of the resolutions you folks have. My resolution is I have put on a handful of pounds, handfuls being generous to me, a few more pounds than I like. And I like a lot of folks, I think my New Year's resolution this year is to lose a little bit of weight, to get back into shape a little bit. So let's see what your New Year's resolutions might be. Gail Collier asks, is ReMIND magazine sold on any newsstand, excuse me, or is it subscription only? I have seen it sold on some newsstands, specifically in bookstores, but I think the easiest way is to, and the least expensive way is to subscribe to it. That's what I do. You can, depending on the time of year and the offer you see, it's anywhere from $1 to $2 an issue. And I've posted a link inside the description of this live stream video to subscribe to the magazine. So check it out. The magazine, I believe it's $4.95 an issue if you buy it on the newsstand. It's definitely still worth it, but I would encourage you to go the value play and just pay the, I think I paid $18 last time I subscribed to it. One time says happy fake Jan Day yesterday. Yes, indeed. That was Jan 2nd when we celebrate Jerry Rochelle and her one-time appearance during the Brady Bunch Variety Hour as Jan Brady. What a talented lady she is. And she happily embraces the moniker Fake Jan, and she's just a great lady. Thanks for pointing that out. Let's see what else we got here. Okay, here's some resolutions. Justin TV review says, my New Year's resolution is to get more yoga in. I need to do that too. I'm losing some flexibility here. Mike D says, yes, finally get set up to record music at home. I'd like to do some music recording as well. Do more work on my digital comics and graphic novels. That sounds awesome. I need to know more about your digital comics and graphic novels, Mike. You might need to shoot me a message over to this email address. Let me see if I can quickly pull that up. Let me know what you do in terms of digital comics and graphic novels. I'm a huge comic book fan and would love to learn more about your efforts in that regard. So there's the email address. You can always pause it. I'm not going to leave it up for long. I'll put it back on later when we have a winner for the annual subscription to ReMIND magazine as well. All right, let's get back to the comments here. I want to see some more resolutions. These are good. Oh, let's see. Dave Stover says mine is to eat better. And Robert Forsyth says New Year's resolution is find a new way to be kind to others. Oh, man, I love that, Robert. What a great resolution. Jay Trace says to be a better man. Celebrate my wins. Don't get bogged down on failures. What wise words there. Definitely celebrate the wins, but those failures lead to future wins. So absolutely not a reason to get bogged down. Emily says my resolution is the same every year. Don't make any New Year's resolutions. Easily accomplished then. Tracy Roth-Myers, channel member Tracy Roth-Myers says lower my glucose levels. Raja 1938 says going to really try to kick my chocoholism this year. I love that. That's awesome. Thrash has given up on resolutions as well. Jay Aldridge says to still lose more weight, 5 more pounds, and I'll be below 300. Congratulations to you. You know what? The weight thing, it is a lifelong battle for some of us, and that you're making positive gains that way. Well done, Jay. Where do you subscribe on YouTube? There is a join on any of my videos, including this live stream video, just to the left of the subscribe button. There is a join button. It doesn't look like a button until you actually hover over it, but it says join. You can see that there. That's how you do that, Superplex. Tom McCluskey says resolution is to keep listening to Dave. Well, Tom, thank you so much, sir. That's very kind. Music, movies, and more with Brian says I plan to get myself in better shape as well, but I'm also trying hard to build this channel 1 year in and almost 150 subscribers. Congratulations to you on that. I can tell you that those first few hundred subscribers are the toughest, and then kind of there's a little bit of a snowball effect, and so you'll see things move, a little bit faster as time goes on. Just keep putting in the work and keep dropping videos and keep asking yourself, am I creating videos that people want to watch? So, and the easiest thing you can do there is just think about your topics, what you're choosing as topics. Kenneth Wilkinson's in the house. Welcome. Good to have you here. Gary Carpenter says he needs to lose some weight. Michael Gartesia says, Dave, TV and movies of the 70s were the best time. It's hard to pick a favorite. For sure. For sure. Let's see. I don't know what this is about, Danny, and nobody noticed. And unfortunately, I'd have to scroll too far to get to that. But hopefully, my friend, somebody noticed. I will tell you this. I noticed your latest video on your flea market that you sent my way, and I shared on my community page. How cool is that? I love watching your videos where you go to various flea markets, and I wish they had flea markets like that out here in Utah. Okay, let's see. Robert Forsyth says chocolate is the best antioxidant. Go for the dark. Yeah, and the darker is supposed to be the healthier it is, but there's a point where it gets too dark for me, and I don't really enjoy it. Channel member John Collins says, Dave, another quick question. When I rejoined the YouTube membership just a few minutes ago, it said that I had been a member for a year plus. Does that mean that I'm paying for 2 memberships now? No, it does not. It simply means that it has gone back and it's added in the prior month's memberships to the channel. So it's just counting your prior to me going over to Patreon, those months. Let's see. Jerry didn't make any resolutions, but he made 2 promises. Intriguing. Okay. Let's see. Lance Chaffin, channel member Lance Chaffin says, Happy New Year's, gang. David Stover says, David Stover says, my resolution is to eat better food. Emily Miller, thank you for becoming a channel member again. Good to have you on board. Jay Trace says, can't lose weight now. I'm looking to get taller in 2023. That's one way to do it. I love that. Justin TV Reviews says, my New Year's resolution is watch more MeTV classics from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. You can never go wrong with that. That's the best entertainment that's out there. Radlinks 444, welcome to the live stream, says to get his resolution or her resolution is get their A1C to less than 6.5%. Good work. Keep working at it. Michael Wynn says my resolution is to get more organized with my collections. Willie Bowen, welcome to the live stream, says Aquaman and Namor the Submariner are my favorites. Boy, I love both of those characters. Probably more of an Aquaman guy, just simply because I'm a DC character. I love DC comics, but they're both great characters. Tom Lemery gave up on resolutions. I think it's good to have goals, but I also think it's okay to give yourself a little bit of grace and forgiveness if things don't go the way you want them to. Danny Staton's New Year's resolution is to make it to next year. Well, I think that's a good one. Justin TV Review says New Year's resolution is to keep up with the swimming pool this summer. Okay, I like that. Keith E, channel member Keith E says, New Year's resolution was to support and watch as many of these great people on YouTube as possible, making sure I put in comments and thumbs up to help the algorithm. Well, thank you, good sir. Keith E, your support throughout the years has truly been appreciated. Love having you as a member of this community. Let's see. Jason Goldtrap says, lose 50 pounds. I get you. I hear you there. That's about mine too. If I could lose 50, I'd be pretty happy. Lance Chaffin says his is to get some teeth, tired of gumming stuff. I would have that as a resolution as well. Chris Budarako says his resolution is to stop eating chips. Oh man, that would be, it's a good one. It's a worthwhile resolution, but boy, oh boy, that would be a tough one for me. Let's see. Superplex, new channel member, welcome back, and thank you for your support. Daryl Johnson says, I'm here for the Welk. We'll see. We'll see about that. Let's see. Tom McCluskey says, just started cooking at an Italian restaurant. Going to put back on the pounds. Boy, you will if you don't exercise some control. That's such good food. Oh, I love Italian food. Robert Forsyth says, for weight control, avoid all sweets. Sugar requires the production of insulin. Insulin is the fat-producing hormone. That is correct. You have got the science behind it. Let's see. Tracy says, no join button on my iPad, so I had to do it on the computer. That may be a really good point. Depending on the device you're looking at, that join button may not be to the left of the subscribe button. Music, movies, and more with Brian. Thank you for becoming a channel member. Truly, truly appreciated. Jay Aldridge says, 5 years ago, I weighed 520 pounds, now down to 304. That's the slow clap for you, my friend. Well done. Let's see. Zuperplex, channel member Zuper says, no to the Welk. He makes heads explode. I love that. Adrian James, channel, our New Year's resolution is to have a shave. My wife would be okay with me having a shave. It's been a few days. Thresh Pondo Pons, thank you indeed for your support and for joining as a channel member. Let's see. Herman Vasquez says, was watching Santa Claus Conquers the Martians, then paused to join the stream, working on a resolution. But while I work that out, hope the best for all. Well, we hope the best for you as well, Herman. And Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. Always fun to watch. Always fun to watch. Tracy says she's going to try to lose weight too. Diabetes, you need to. That's something that with the diabetes, you really have to keep your eye on that and the sugars. Yes, indeed. Let's see. Skip Rock Jr., welcome to the live stream, says Cherry 7-Up is the best antioxidant. And yes, Danny Staten says, I now have Rudy Wells. That was one of those flea market finds. Nicely done, my friend. Nicely done. Let's see. They are doing a 90s TV show on Netflix, that 90s show. It'll be interesting to see how that turns out. I'm always a little bit leery of reboots, but I'm always curious too and end up watching them at least a few episodes to see if they are able to at least capture part of the magic. Zuperplex, channel member Zuperplex says, my resolution is to revive New Coke. I didn't mind New Coke. I just didn't like it as much as Old Coke. I wish they could have kept both. And, ultimately they phased out the New Coke as they were phasing in the original recipe for Old Coke. Let's see. Jay Trace says, number one fan of Out of the Blue with Jimmy Brogan. I'm not familiar with that, I must admit. Let's see what else we got going here. Terrell Eugene Bellinger, welcome to the live stream. Good to have you here with us. Oh, Raja1938 points out that Namor is Roman spelled backwards. You know what? I never realized that either. Tom Lemery says, hey, movies, music, and more with Brian. Subscribe to your channel. Yeah, folks, you know what? One of the things that's so wonderful about this community is supporting each other's creative efforts and endeavors. And so, yeah, go check it out. See what he's doing. Watch a video or two if it interests you, and only if it interests you. then subscribe to the channel. It's actually, if you subscribe to the channel and you never watch the videos, it actually hurts the creators more than it helps them. So if it interests you, subscribe to the channel. Mike D says I was more of a Marvel fan, so Submariner. Yeah. Look at that. I said Submariner. It's Submariner. As a kid, I would always call it the Submariner, and it's really been a hard thing to kind of shake, is those mispronunciations that one does as a child. Submariner. Let's see. Jay Trey says, I'm a diabetic, 2 kinds of insulin, 4 shots a day. Holy cow. Tammy Patton, welcome to the live stream. Hello, everyone. I don't make resolutions. I have a list of plans to do throughout the year. I usually get through about 3/4 of the list. Awesome. That's great. That is great. So let's see what else we got here. I think I saw a super chat, and I want to get to that. So I'm going to skip ahead, and I'm going to miss a bunch of comments now. I'm just going to have to. There's just so many comments that are out here. But John Collins says, my resolution for this year is to attempt 1 live stream and somehow cajole Thrash Pondo to be my co-host and my supreme Ed McMahon. We are in negotiations. A Knight Rider, thank you. Well, you get the Knight Rider, thank you. Maybe plus 1 more. But boy, oh boy, John, I would love to see that. I think I'll be there. I'll make sure that I share it in my community page when you do, so that folks see it and get a chance. If they missed the live stream, they can watch it on replay. And there is no better co-host than Thrash Pondo Pons. He is truly our community's Ed McMahon, and I just love. He's just a great guy. And so I hope you pull that off. I hope that resolution comes, you make it a reality. And let me go ahead and take that off the screen. Thank you for the super chat, though. And let me go ahead and fire up a little Knight Rider and then a little something else as well.
Really, some people are simply too much.
And let's keep this car themed. I love that. That's awesome. Thanks again for the super chat, John. And please make that happen. I would love to see that resolution be a reality. Okay. So, again, I'm going to miss a lot of comments now. I'll try to keep my eyes peeled for super chats. But I want to talk about this. We're 37 minutes in. Well, 27 minutes in. 10 minutes was the pre-show. But I just got the other day my January 2023 edition of ReMIND magazine. And I am, I'm such a fan of ReMIND magazine. They don't sponsor the channel, but I have conversations with them, and they allow me to use their articles as inspiration for videos. They've told me that I can use their trivia questions if I ever want to do that. They're just such a great, great partner. And in addition, of course, they allow me to give away subscriptions to ReMIND magazine. So this month's issue, the January 2023 issue, is all about 70s idols, TV and movies. And I'm just going to quickly show you. We'll go quickly. There's on the table of contents page, there's a picture of Bobby Sherman. But as you move into the main article, check this out. Let go this way. There we go. You've got articles. There's, they're little articlettes, if you will. Tiny articles on folks like Henry Winkler, Bobby Sherman, David Cassidy. Keep moving on. You've got Chips and Starsky and Hutch. And there's Charlie's Angels, Donnie and Marie, Three's Company, the Mod Squad, and then you get into the movie section here. And you've got Clint Eastwood, Travolta, Burt Reynolds, Paul Newman. This magazine, I tell you, fun fact about John Travolta, it says, is that Travolta's mom and sister each had Saturday Night Fever cameos. I knew Ellen was in it. I didn't know that his sister was in it. And then, look at this. This one just caught me from out of the blue, but I love it because I'm a huge Brady Bunch fan. 8 things I didn't know about the Brady Bunch. I haven't read that article yet, but I will be. And then another favorite section is the time capsule section. And this month they're focusing on 1976. So let me ask you this question. Let's see, folks. Can you guess what in 1976 was the average cost of a home? The median cost of a home, average cost of a home in 1976. What do you think it was? I'll put some of your guesses in on the screen here if anybody wants to give it a guess, and then I'll share the answer in just a second. Radlinks 444 says $20,000. Skip Rock Jr. says $15,000. Channel member Superplex says $30,000. Tim says $35,000. Channel member Emily Miller says $7,675. Remember, it's across the nation, so what that might be in some parts of the country, but Tom Lemery says $25K. Tammy Patton says $7K. Shannon Burns says $10,000. Channel member Lance Chaffin says $20,000. Raja 1938 says way less than $100K. Still only 35 cents says $50K. Mike D says $30K. Music Movies, channel member Music Movies and More with Brian, $20K. Chris Budoracos, $45K. Channel member Thresh Pondo Pond says $30K. I Missed Airstream Sister Adventures, $82K. Let's see, Custom God, $85K. Terrell says $40K. Let's see, and channel member John Collins says $20K. Karen Lee Maloney, welcome to live stream, Karen, $35K. So Tom McCluskey says $25K. And let's see, Robert Forsyth says $22K. J Trace $19K. Channel member Tracy Rothmeyer says $40K. And I'm going to stop there. The correct answer, much like channel member Tracy Rothmeyer says, is actually $44K. So in 1976, the average home, so that means you take all the mansions, you take all the really small homes, you whop it together here in the U.S. and average them all out. The price was $44,000 to purchase a home. These days, in some parts of the country, even just for a starter home, like here in Utah, a starter home now runs a young couple. It's going to cost upwards of $400,000. That's the starting point for a home here in the state of Utah, and that's just if you're looking at a new home. It's kind of crazy if you ask me. All right, so here's what we're going to do. There's more to come here, but I'm going to go take care of some business with my sponsors, my vintage sponsors from years gone by. We're going to let them take over the airwaves for just a minute. I'm going to come back and we're going to give away a subscription to ReMIND magazine, and then we're going to do some trivia. So thanks again for everybody who has joined me tonight. It's great to be here in 2023, visiting with all of you. This YouTube community is so much fun. So let's go ahead and get rolling on some messages, and then I will be right back.
Hello, my jolly jonquils. Hello, daisies. Why, you're not my daisy.
Right, Mother Nature. They're new chiffonware bowls. Taste.
It's my sweet, creamy butter.
Nope, that's chiffon margarine.
Chiffon margarine? Oh, no, it's my butter, all right.
Chiffon fooled even you, Mother Nature.
It's not nice to fool Mother Nature. If you think it's butter, but it's not. It's chiffon.
Do you know what kind of a girl I am? Come here and I'll tell you. I'm an actress who needs the whitest teeth I can get. See? That's why I'm a Pepsodent girl. Because Pepsodent gets my teeth their absolute whitest. Oh, and another great thing about Pepsodent, it has the lowest abrasion level of all leading toothpastes. How about that? Take it from Barbara Feldon. Teeth that need to be their whitest need Pepsodent. So get smart. Get Pepsodent.
You know what's poppin'?
New Incredible!
The bubble gum that
Pops in your mouth.
Where's the bubble? That comes later.
When you put it in your mouth, it starts to pop. Those tiny little pieces go flippity flop.
It's poppin' and flippity floppin'. And a great bubblegum flavor.
So where's the bubble?
I can pop it without the bubble.
New Incredible Popping Bubblegum. It pops inside your mouth.
Hi.
Hi, Fred.
See how I make Fruity Pebbles in my Fruity Pebbles factory?
Fruitylicious.
And as soon as Fred makes them, I eat them. Fruitylicious. Here comes more Fruity Pebbles, Bunny. Boy, I can't resist fruity flavor. What's so funny?
Barney.
What? You're eating up the Fruity Pebbles as fast as we make them. Oh, but Fred, post-Fruity Pebbles cereal's part of a balanced breakfast. Bunny. They're fruitylicious. Why, you... Yabba dabba fruity do.
Yoo-hoo, whipper! Uh-oh, Hoffmeyer. I'm letting them squeeze the Charmin in my store. Hoffmeyer, are you crazy? Ladies, measure how big and fluffy Charmin is.
Big and fluffy. Charmin's so squeezably soft, it's irresistible.
Please, don't squeeze the Charmin. Hoffmeyer, in my store, nobody squeezes the Charmin. Nobody but you, hypocrite.
Charmin, so big and fluffy, so squeezably soft.
It's irresistible.
Sleepyhead, wake up.
Oh, Maxine, I was out so late last night.
A nice fresh cup of instant Maxwell House coffee will wake you up.
You and your instant.
Not just instant. Instant Maxwell House. I think my customers deserve the best.
So fresh tasting.
It's these flavor buds. That's where the freshness starts.
Hey, Susie, you're looking mighty fresh.
Oh, thanks, Maxine.
Thank Instant Maxwell House. Every cup tastes fresh, like your first cup in the morning.
All right. Good old Vivian Vance. I love those commercials. And here's the funny thing. I loved watching I Love Lucy as a kid, and yet I never put two and two together and realized that that was Ethel Mertz in those commercials. I do now, of course, but back then I did not. All right, so here's the deal. Hashtag ReMIND. We've got 6 entries in there already. I'm going to put a timer on and give folks about 30 seconds to type in hashtag ReMIND. There we go. There's the timer. Get your hashtag ReMIND into the chat. Into the chat, not the comment section of the live stream. I don't think you can comment on the live stream while it's live anyway. Into the chat. I see 14 entries in here. This is an annual subscription. Now, if by chance you win and you are not located in the continental U.S., the 48 contiguous states, contiguous? Struggle with that word. Continental U.S., then they can't deliver internationally. This magazine doesn't ship internationally. I'll have to come up with an alternate prize for you, but trust me, it'll be a good one if for any reason you live outside of the U.S. All right, we've got 28 entries in there. Let's go ahead and click on that draw button. I'm slowing down. Let me see if you guys can see my. There you go. There's the arrow. Can we get to 30 before I click that draw button? We did. Good. Whew, I feel so much better about that. Let's click draw. Let's see who our winner is tonight. Jay Trace is our winner. Let me go ahead and throw this on the screen. A little bit of need from you, my friend. I need you to send me your details to this email address. So what I need, obviously, I have your name if that's actually your name, which I suspect it is, but I need a physical address. It can be a P.O. box for me to be able to forward it on to the fine people over at ReMIND magazine and have so they can get your annual subscription started. So congratulations again. That's awesome, Jay. I am super excited for you. Let me go ahead and take that email address off the screen. So here's what we got for the rest of the hour here. We have 20 minutes, and I have 10 trivia questions, courtesy of the fine people over at ReMIND magazine. Let me go ahead and pull those up on the screen here if I can. There we go. The question is, how well do you know the TV icons of the 70s? So let's see how well you know. The way we kind of play this is that you can go ahead and put your answers in the live chat if you want. You can just, you can just kind of play along, keeping the answers in your head as well. But about after the third question and after the sixth question, I'll see how folks are doing score-wise and put them up on the screen. And then we'll do a final score at the end. But let's go ahead and get rolling. I do have to say thank you to Candace Sullivan. This trivia quiz is actually, I think it's a 25-question quiz. We'll just do the first 10 questions. I don't want to steal all of Candace's thunder here and take all of her hard work. And anybody that might have this issue of ReMIND magazine, I want them to still have some questions to work through on their own. But we'll work through the first 10 or so. All right. Quickly scroll down here. And Lance Chaffin says, Emily, someday I will win. I know it. You will too. I think Emily just won something recently. I remember forwarding off her name to either ReMIND or Retro Fan. But yeah, Lance, I'm confident that your day will win as well. Jay Trace asks, JD Sundstrom at what? It's just at yahoo.com. Nothing too fancy there. And let me see if there's anything else I want to highlight before I move on to the questions. John Bernstein says, good, that saves me the trouble of giving it away. Well, there you go. Don't enter if you're going to give it away. Don't enter because that takes away the chances for others. We want everybody to have the same equal chance. Same equal chance. That's always a good thing, right? Always a good thing if everybody has the same exact chance. Jerry Gillespie says, speaking of Vivian Vance, Dave, if B. Benaderet and Gail Gordon were available for Fred and Ethel, do you think they would have been as good since Lucille Ball wanted them first? No, I do not think they would have been as good, Jerry. I don't think there could, and obviously I'm biased now from having watched I Love Lucy for decades now. I just can't imagine anyone else in those roles. I think they were that good. All right. The JD stands for John David. That's what it stands for. All right, Dave Claroni's here. Welcome, Dave. Good to have you with us as well. And Sakina McMurrin, I see another name that I haven't shouted out to. And there's going to be more. Mr. Ladd. There's tons of folks here that John Bernstein, welcome, welcome, welcome. I think that's it. Like I said, I'm going to miss some. There's just so many comments out there. But let's get going on these questions. Let's get going. Question number 1. Huh. All my questions have disappeared. That's weird. I had them all set up. Oh, here they are. What am I thinking? All right, question number 1. What character did Farrah Fawcett play for 29 episodes on the 1976 to 81 television hit Charlie's Angels? Was it A, Jill Monroe, B, Sabrina Duncan, C, Kelly Garrett, or D, Chris Monroe? Let me go ahead and put the timer up on the screen. And we'll just sip on this Diet Coke while folks answer the question. By the way, I did this trivia, these first 10 questions earlier today, and I got 7 out of 10. They're not all super easy, that's for sure. So I'll be interested to see how folks do on this. Candace asked some fairly difficult questions. All right, and the correct answer is Jill Monroe. Okay, let's keep rolling. Question number 2. John Ritter played Jack Tripper on Three's Company from 1976 to 1984, but he could have lost the role to this comedian. Was it A, Martin Short, B, Billy Crystal, C, Steve Martin, or D, Jim Carrey? Let me go ahead and throw the timer up on the screen. There we go. 30 seconds on the clock. Let everybody start answering the questions. Love the participation. It's just such a great YouTube community, and appreciate everybody who has taken a moment to remind folks to hit the like button. I would encourage folks to do that. It definitely helps the algorithm to have a number of likes and to have folks make comments either in the chat during the live stream or in the comment section after the live stream. Correct answer is Billy Crystal, B. Moving on to question number 3. This was the first one that I missed. Lee Majors was a star due to his role on The $6 Million Man, but Lee Majors was not the actor's birth name. Can you guess what it was? Was it A, Leonard Meyer, B, Marvin York, C, Harvey Leary, or D, Leroy Martin? Timer is set and activated. And, you know, I would argue that Lee Majors was a star even before $6 Million Man. He was on Big Valley, and he had a number of roles in various television shows, either as guest star or as a featured player. But certainly the $6 Million Man is where he became a superstar. Get that cough out of the way, and let's get the correct answer on the screen. It is Harvey Lee Yeary. I knew it was a weird name. I went with Leroy Martin. That's not a weird name, but it just felt like the right one to me. But Harvey Lee Yeary, that last name is one I've never heard of, Yeary. Interesting. All right, let's see how folks are doing on the... We're 3 in. Let's see. We got channel member Superplex says 3 for 3. Danny Staten says, if my name was Harvey, I would have changed it for sure. Jay Trace says, Big Valley was great. I have some DVDs. Kenneth Wilkinson, 1 of 3. Terrell is 3 of 3. Shannon Burns, 3 of 3. Sakina is 3 of 3. Nicely done. Let's see. Emily Miller, 2 of 3. Karen Lee, 2 of 3. Tammy Patton, 3 of 3. Channel member Music, Movies, and More with Brian, 2 of 3. Custom God, 2 of 3. Herman Vasquez, 2 of 3. Tom Lemmer, 2 of 3. Channel member Thresh Pondo Pons, 3 of 3. Danny Staten, 3 of 3. Jay Aldridge, 2 of 3. Justin TV Reviews, 3 of 3. David Thomas, 2 of 3. Channel member John Collins, 2 of 3. Radlinks 444 is 1 of 3. Dave Claroni's 3 for 3. Still only 35 cents is 0 for 3. Thanks for playing, though. We appreciate that. Adrian James, 1 of 3. Mr. Led, 1 of 3. Sakina, 2 of 3. Mike and Kathy, 1 of 3. Good to have you here, Mike and Kathy. Channel member Tracy Roth Myers, 2 of 3. Raymond Kaiser, 3 of 3. Tom McCluskey, 3 of 3 so far. All right. That's a good stopping spot. Let's keep moving. Let us keep moving. Question number 4. If Henry Winkler was definitely a 70s TV icon with his Fonzie character on Happy Days, but there was a chance that he would not have been the Fonz if this actor had just been a little shorter. Was it A, Mickey Dolenz, B, John Travolta, C, Kurt Russell, or D, Christopher Reeve? Let me throw the timer on the screen. And with that, take a swig of my delightful Diet Coke. Ah, that's good. That is good stuff. You know, they say that Diet Coke really doesn't help you lose any weight, and I tend to kind of believe that. As a matter of fact, I kind of believe that Diet Coke just kind of, makes you crave sweet things even more. So I know it's not that great for you, but I sure do love it. Correct answer is Mickey Dolenz. Yes, member of the Monkees. Moving on to question 5. Which one of these are not true of Linda Carter and her role on Wonder Woman? A, she had auditioned for the role a year before but didn't get it. B, she got the role when she was broke. C, she came up with the Wonder Woman spin. Or D, she never did any of her own stunts. Again, which one of these is not true? Fire up the timer. And let me go into the comment section here and see what's going on here. Danny Staten says he recommends Coke. Yeah, not good for you, but I recommend it as well. It certainly is refreshing, my friend. Superplex is still working. Channel member Superplex is still working on getting new Coke brought back. I don't blame you. It's good stuff. All right, let's take the timer off the screen and see what the correct answer is. It is D. She never did any of her own stunts. Moving on to question 6. True or false? David Cassidy, who played Keith Partridge on The Partridge Family, was such a teen idol that his fan club membership surpassed that of the Beatles and Elvis Presley. So A or B, true or false? What do you think? Let me go ahead and put the timer on the screen. While we're waiting, I'll jet on over to the comments section and see what's going on there. I'm seeing a lot of good answers. One way or another, the answers are good. It means that you're playing along and having fun, and end of the day, I only got 7 out of 10 right this time, but I still had a lot of fun doing it. I love ReMIND magazine has not only their ultimate trivia at the end of the magazine, but they also have trivia just kind of all throughout the magazine, little quizzes and all sorts of fun things. They have 10, 11, 12, depending on the issue, pages of puzzles and all sorts of fun things. Each issue, crossword puzzles, Sudoku, all sorts of great things. And so, it's a magazine that you can actually spend a lot of time with. And it's their exercises, crossword puzzles, Sudoku, all those kind of things. They're exercises that help keep the mind sharp. So it's good stuff. Correct answer is A, true. That is how popular David Cassidy was. All right, let's see some scores, folks. Tell me how you're doing after 6. Tell me how you're doing after 6. Oh, there's a bot alert. Thank you so much, Thrash Pondo. That bot will be blocked momentarily. Chris Bodoroko says, did you know Diet Coke is worse than regular Coke? It wouldn't surprise me, but I actually prefer the taste of Diet Coke, so it's really not a calories thing. It's just a preference and taste now. I've drank it for so long. Thanks for the heads up on that bot. That bot has been blocked. Let's look at some scores here now. Let's see. Channel member Superplex is 4 for 6. Thanks for reminding everybody, Daryl. It's really appreciated. Terrell is 4 of 6. Tammy Patton is 5 of 6. Rattlings 444 is 2 of 6. Music, movies, and more with Brian, new channel member there, is 2 of 6. Raymond Kaiser's 5 of 6. Herman Vasquez is 5 of 6. Custom God 3 for 6. Shannon Burns 4 for 6. Kenneth Wilkinson 2 of 6. Thresh Pondo Pons, channel member Thresh Pondo Pons 4 for 6. Mike and Kathy is so sad at 1 of 6. Are you having fun? That's all that really matters. Don't be sad. Channel member Tracy Rothmeyer is 5 of 6. Gil Collier 3 of 6. Channel member Emily Miller 3 of 6. She thinks. Mr. Led 3 of 6. John Bernstein 5 of 6. Dave Claroni 3 of 6. Mike and Kathy, they're more Pepsi people than Coke people. That's okay. It's good. It's a little sweeter, but it's good. Karen Lee Maloney is 4 of 6. Tom Lemery's 4 of 6. David Thomas 3 of 6. Channel member John Collins 3 of 6. Gary Carpenter 3 of 6. Jay Aldridge 3 of 6. Adrian James 1 of 6. Danny Staten's got them all so far. Sakina McMurrin is 3 of 6. And Tom McCluskey is 6 of 6. And Chris Bodorokos is 5 of 6. Whew. With Jay Trace saying I suck. We're going to stop on the scores here. Now we're going to go all the way through. Last 4 questions, and then we'll get final scores. Here we go. Question number 7. The hit TV series Dallas made a star out of Larry Hagman. We all watched to see who shot JR. How many U.S. viewers tuned in? I missed this one, folks. This is one I missed. A, 50 million, B, 65 million, C, 83 million, or D, 102 million. The clock is rolling. What is your answer? Put it in the chat or don't put it in the chat. It's fine with me either way. I trust you. I really do. I trust you all. Going over to the chat to see what people are talking about. If they're talking about anything besides throwing in answers. See some good guesses. Let's get that timer off the screen. Let's get the correct answer out there. 83 million. C is the correct answer. Moving on to question 8. The original character of Mary Richards in the Mary Tyler Moore Show was scrapped for a single career-driven woman. What was the original character's backstory? Was she a newly divorced woman out on her own? B, a widow just trying to get by? D, or C, a daughter who moves home to help take care of elderly parents? Or D, a woman looking for her long-lost sister? Which one was it? Clock's running. You got 30 seconds. Give it your best guess. I missed this one too. I should have known this one because when I saw the answer, I realized that I think I did know it in the back of my head, but I missed it anyway. It's one of those questions that I would have liked to redo. I don't think I really read the question well when I was doing it myself. All right, just a few seconds left. Let me take the timer off the screen. The correct answer is A, a newly divorced woman out on her own. However, that whole idea of a divorced woman in the early 70s, it was still a little bit of a taboo subject for a television series, so they just made her single career-driven woman. Moving on to question number 9, Lindsay Wagner became bionic in the 1976 through 78 television series The Bionic Woman, which was a spin-off of The $6 Million Man. Her character, Jamie Summers, was what before becoming bionic? Was she A, a nurse, B, a policewoman, C, a pilot, or D, a tennis player? I knew this one. Yeah, I loved this program, I think almost as much as The $6 Million Man. Great, great television program, and I'm a big fan of Lindsay Wagner. Get your questions in, folks, or get your answers in, I should say. The clock is running. Very active in terms of the chat tonight. Sweet Tea Shelby, welcome to the live stream. Good to have you here. And the correct answer is D, a tennis player, which moves us to our final question of the evening. 10. Eric Estrada is best known for his television character, Officer Frank Poncherello on the series Chips. True or false? He never drew his gun on the show. A, true, B, false. Timer is running. Daniel Orm, welcome to the live stream, says the producers, we're speaking about the Mary Tyler Moore Show now here, were afraid people would see Mary, and if told she was a divorced woman, they would think she divorced Dick Van Dyke. Yes, I remember that. I remember that now. I knew there was a reason why I should have gotten that question correct. Good one. Thanks for sharing, Daniel. Take the timer off the screen here. And correct answer to our final question of the evening is true. Ponch never drew his gun. Never once. All right. Let's see final scores, folks. Tell me how you did. I am waiting. I see Shinseki Evan here. Good to have you on the live stream with us tonight. Okay, I'm seeing some final scores here. Let's see. Radlinks 444 got half of them right. Nicely done. 5 of 10. And then we got Kenneth Wilkinson with 5 out of 10 as well. Raymond Kaiser, what a night for you. 9 out of 10, my friend. Well done. Shannon Burns, 8 out of 10. Channel member Music, Movies, and More with Brian, 5 of 10. Herman Vasquez, 9 of 10. Tom Lemery, 7 of 10. Channel member Emily Miller, 7 of 10. Tammy Patton, 9 of 10. John Bernstein, 8 of 10. Y'all did better than me. Like I said, I got 7 of 10, so nicely done. Custom God Like Me, 7 of 10. Jay Aldridge, 7 of 10. Danny Staten rocked it tonight. 10 of 10. Nicely done, my friend. Mike and Kathy, 5 of 10. Yes, there was a comeback. Well done. Adrian James, 5 of 10. Let's see. Thresh Pondo got 80%. Well done, Thresh Pondo. Dave Claroni, 70%, 7 out of 10, as did Gil Collier. Same score, 7 of 10. Robert Forsyth says, good show. I don't know if you're talking about the live stream or a television show we were talking about, but either way, I'll take it. Thank you. Karen Lee, 5 of 5. Okay. Or 5 of 10. I don't know. Terrell got 8 of 10. Nicely done, Terrell. Let's see. Mr. Led, 4 of 10. David Thomas, 6 of 10. Channel member Tracy Roth Myers, 9 of 10. It's not a C minus. It's a C. It's a solid C. Let's see. Yes, I remember Lindsay Wagner on the Rockford Files. Tom McCluskey got all 10. Well done. Karen Lee, 5 of 10. There we go. Sakina, 6 of 10. Lance Chaffin, channel member Lance Chaffin, says Dr. Pepper all the way. That's a good beverage, too. I do enjoy a good Dr. Pepper every now and again. Gary Carpenter, 7 of 10. I think that's it. Just channel member Superplex, 7 of 10 as well. We'll stop there with the scores. We'll go full screen again. Let's go back full screen. Get that off the screen. There we go. Well, it has been an evening. 60 minutes of fun. Again, folks, there it is. ReMIND magazine. Try to get the reflection of the lights off of the screen there. January 2023 issue. 70s Idols, television and movies. They are a wonderful partner. Congratulations to our drawing winner tonight. And thanks to all. Thanks to everybody who joined in tonight. We got a ton new channel members. I appreciate everybody who is willing to provide support that way. Truly appreciated. And folks, I hope, whether you have resolutions or not, I hope 2023 is a marvelous year for each one of you. You are, you know what? Each one of you and the contributions you make, whether it's comments or thumbs up, all those kind of things, they truly do make being a YouTube creator worthwhile. I really do appreciate each one of you. So with that, I think I'm going to call it an evening. Go get some late dinner. Thanks, everybody. Have a great rest of the evening, and we'll talk to you all soon.
No problem.
There are some folks out there who like to say that Lucille Ball wasn't an easy woman to get along with. And while I don't doubt that she was a tough businesswoman and driven to succeed as an entertainer, I am going to cry foul on the idea that she was difficult to get along with. From everything that I've read throughout Lucy's career, she demonstrated repeatedly a strong sense of loyalty to those people that she worked with on screen. This was definitely true of Vivian Vance. Although Vance wasn't Lucy's first choice for the character of Ethel, it goes without saying that after Vance got the role, it didn't take long for Lucy to understand what a tremendous comedic actor that they'd found for the show. And then there's William Frawley. Well, he was William Frawley. So what you saw on the screen was pretty much the man that he was. I've done an entire video on the somewhat icy relationship between Frawley and Vance. I'll post a link to it at the end of this video so that I don't have to talk about that so-called feud here again. Let's just say that Vance didn't love the fact that she was paired with an actor who was quite a bit older than her. This video instead is going to focus on Bill Frawley and his final appearance on television. So a little backstory will help. From what I understand, during the 1964 fall season, Bill, who was then playing Bubbo Casey on My Three Sons, was declared too ill to work by Desilu Studios. This was heartbreaking for both Bill and the studio because of Lucy's long-time relationship with Bill. But end of the day, the company had found out that continuing to insure this actor was just going to be too darn costly because of his waning health. So Frawley continued in the role until a suitable replacement could be found at mid-season. Upon leaving that show, it would seem that Bill's final scene on My Three Sons would have been his very last on-screen TV appearance. But then, just a few months later, this happened. With Vance's departure from the Lucy show, Lucy was given the opportunity to invite Bill back, without the friction from her co-star, to make a cameo appearance on the show. In this brief scene, I think it lasts less than a minute, Bill demonstrates all of the comedic skills that made him a legend in the industry. If Bill had struggled in any way, this brief moment would have fallen flat, but he was spot on and really delivered the goods. Sure, he moved a bit slower than before, but the scene is a ton of fun and a great way for Bill to say so long to all of his fans with the help of Lucille Ball. I've truly got to believe that Bill appreciated the opportunity. Lucy and those involved with the show even gave him a special end credit, calling him our own Bill Frawley. The episode aired on October 25th, 1965, and sadly it was just a few months later, on March 3rd of 1966, that Bill would pass away. Among Bill's pallbearers were Fred MacMurray and, of course, Desi Arnaz. Getting back to this all-too-brief final scene with Lucy and Bill, I love the last moment of it, where Lucy looks at Ann Sothern, and then over again at Frawley's character, who has now walked off screen, and then back to Ann, and says something like, "That guy looks so familiar." Classic Lucy moment. Both what we saw on screen, as well as the likely final meeting of these two longtime friends that occurred on the set that day. I have to believe that it was a special moment for both Bill and Lucy. So there you go. Do you remember William Frawley's final television appearance? If not, you can watch it right here on YouTube. Along with my video on Vivian Vance and her icy relationship with Bill, I will post a link to this classic TV moment. Now it's your turn. Please share your memories in the comments section. And while you're at it, if you enjoyed this video, please click on the thumbs up icon, and what the heck, why not consider whether or not you'd like to subscribe to my channel. I talk about music, movies, and mostly television from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. You know, the good stuff. But most importantly, and as always, thank you so much for watching. MeTV, which stands for Memorable Television, is my absolute favorite TV network out there. For years I've been able to pick it up with an over-the-air antenna, and most of the time the signal and picture are pretty darn good. That said, I've always wished that I could just stream MeTV through my set-top box or over my phone or PC, and until recently, that just hasn't been possible, which is a shame because there are parts of the country where folks just can't get MeTV. The Friendly TV streaming service recently added MeTV to their channel lineup. And you know what? They didn't stop there. They've also got Heroes and Icons, better known as H&I, and Decades, and there's even more than that. Right now, Friendly TV has 9 channels that are dedicated to playing classic TV shows and movies 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And you know what? There's more on the way. The really cool thing is that between all of these channels, it's pretty darn easy to find most of the TV shows that we all loved when we were growing up. And have I mentioned that you get all this for just $6.99 a month? Quite frankly, if MeTV had a streaming service of its own, I'd be willing to pay that price. Now, I should point out that if you do subscribe and stay subscribed, Friendly TV does provide me with a bit of a financial incentive. So not only do you get a ton of great TV, but you get to support my YouTube channel as well.